Welcome to the Aria. It's fascinating that over 90% of our viewers connect deeply with our videos, yet choose not to subscribe. Speech Balloon if you've just joined us. Welcome to a place where every story is a journey through hidden truths, unspoken emotions, and endings that leave you breathless. Backhand index pointing right, still watching but haven't subscribed yet? Now's your moment. Hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next will pull you in deeper than you ever expected. Bell, and don't forget to tap the bell, so you'll never miss the next chapter that just might change everything. Right arrow, one click, one emotional journey. Come with us. In a heartbeat, you can help us create even more remarkable content just for you. The air crackled with tension, wrapping around me like a second skin. The pounding of my heart resonated in my ears, a relentless reminder of the choice that awaited me. Is it possible to forgive your mother after she betrays you by sleeping with your husband? This love knows no bounds, igniting with a single glance and culminating in a kiss that remains unreciprocated. Stay composed and pay attention, for this tale will challenge everything you thought was beyond reach. Hello everyone. To those who have weathered countless sunny days and stormy nights in life, thank you for joining us as we dive into another tale from the Daily Unexpected Stories channel. Here we delve into the unspoken, exploring the shadows that linger in the heart, waiting to be acknowledged. Liam, 25, never imagined his life could shift so dramatically. He was just a regular man, leading a tranquil existence in a small town, where the familiarity of life felt almost suffocating. Liam toiled at a modest marketing firm nestled in the heart of town. It lacked glamour, yet it offered a sense of stability. He lived in a small apartment, drove a worn but dependable Honda, and allowed himself a rare dinner out on weekends. Life was uncomplicated, and he held his silence. He grew up in these worn streets, where coffee shops held memories and neighbors shared a bond that ran deep. Most of his friends remained in town, their laughter echoing in his mind. Married young after high school, I had kids and settled into homes with backyards, trucks lined up in front. Everything shifted the moment Sophia re-entered his life. They shared the same high school halls, yet their words were few and far between. Sophia shone like a star, her vibrant spirit drawing everyone in at school parties, always the focal point of excitement. Liam, the silent observer, nestled in the back row, shrouded in shadows, untouched by the chaos around him. One fateful night 2 years ago at the local supermarket, their hands collided as they both reached for the last carton of ice cream on the shelf. That awkward moment sparked hours of conversation in the parking lot, and from those fleeting coffee dates, love blossomed before they even realized it. 2 years after their fateful encounter, they found themselves engaged. Sophia, her smile radiant and eyes sparkling with laughter, enveloped Liam in a warmth that ignited a feeling he had never known. She was the light that illuminated the chaos of his life, making every moment clear and manageable. There were no battles, no tricks, just a profound connection, as if their souls had intertwined in another existence. "You make me feel safe," Liam had whispered, their voices barely rising above the rustling leaves on that chilly fall day as they sat on the park bench. Sophia smiled softly, resting her head on his shoulder, and whispered, "Me too." With a gentle squeeze of her hand, Liam expressed a profound trust, a simple yet powerful connection between them. At first, Sophia's family seemed warm and inviting. Her mother, Elena, exuded charm and refinement, her gentle demeanor leaving a lasting impression. She was Liam's high school English teacher, the only one who had ever truly made him feel seen and valued. Elena frequently inquired about the books he cherished and the independent films that remained unknown to most in their town. When Liam began dating, Sophia Elena appeared truly joyful. Whenever he visited, Elena carved out a moment to speak with him alone, not as his future mother-in-law, but as a cherished friend who recognized the potential within him that he had yet to discover. Elena captivated those around her, her beauty a quiet force, her voice a soothing balm, her presence a serene anchor. When she listened, it felt as if the world paused, hanging on every word. After a family dinner, Elena sat with Liam in the backyard, wine glass in hand, as the string lights flickered softly above them. "I'm thrilled that Sophia has found someone as wonderful as you, Liam." Her voice was calm, but her eyes betrayed a storm as they lingered on the trees swaying gently in the wind. Liam stood frozen, words escaping him. His smile was subtle, a slight nod accompanying it. The words, though simple, echoed in his mind long after they were spoken. At that moment, Liam was unaware that those fleeting exchanges, Elena's soft touch, her delicate care, and her silent worry would ignite an unforeseen emotional odyssey. This journey would thrust him from his safe haven, compelling him to face the harsh truths of love, loyalty, and the fragile lines that often remain invisible until they are crossed. What starts with a soft hello and a glass of wine beneath warm light can swiftly transform into a new chapter, one that is stunning, tumultuous, and forever changed. Liam had always believed Sophia's family was perfect, like those in Thanksgiving photos, her gentle mother, her quiet father, the large extended family, and laughter echoing under the twinkling backyard lights. Yet, that stunning facade started to fracture on a still Saturday afternoon, mere days after the engagement celebration. Elena called Liam, her voice soft and familiar, yet an unsettling edge lingered in her tone, stirring something deep within him. "Can I see you for a moment?" she asked, her voice trembling with urgency. "It's simply, I have something important to share." Liam paused, a storm of emotion swirling within him, before finally conceding. In a tucked-away coffee shop on a serene side street, they crossed paths, a meeting few would ever witness. Elena picked a table in the corner, near the window, where the light danced softly around her. She donned a thin brown coat, hair tightly pulled back in a bun, her face bare of makeup yet still holding that familiar calmness. As Liam entered, her smile lit up the room, just like it always did. Yet her eyes held a deep sorrow. He sat down opposite her, shedding his coat, a weight pressing down on his heart. "Thank you for coming," Elena said, her hands clutching the coffee mug tightly, searching for warmth in the moment. "I wish I had shared this with you earlier. Yet for Sophia's sake, you and David chose to hide the truth." Liam's brow furrowed. "Is something wrong?" he asked, his voice laced with concern. Elena exhaled, a deep, weary breath that felt like it had been trapped for ages. "You and David." The moments linger, heavy with unspoken words and electric tension. Each glance a spark, each silence a scream. What lies beneath the surface is a tempest waiting to erupt. "I've been divorced for a few years," she said, her gaze drifting from Liam to the fogged window, a shadow of pain crossing her face. "We merely acted as if everything was fine, to keep Sophia's mind at ease." Her voice, though small, rang out with clarity, each word seemingly crafted in anticipation. Liam stood still, heart racing. In his mind he envisioned David, laughter echoing with his brothers, a beer clutched in hand, masking the turmoil beneath the surface. I don't know what to say," Liam whispered, his voice trembling. "What makes you share this with me?" Elena glanced at him, her brown eyes heavy with unspoken weariness. "You're about to become one of us. I believe in your understanding of the truth, and I rely on you to hold back your judgment, Mole." Liam's head dipped in a slow, deliberate acknowledgement. Something within him awakened, not the reality of the divorce, but the unwavering trust reflected in Elena's eyes. He couldn't understand why it filled him with such significance. Experienced, near. The conversation lingered, heavy with unspoken words. Elena recounted the years of separation, the heavy silence that had settled within the walls of their home. Haunted by the choice to remain silent for Sophia, they recalled how their daughter had always seen them as her unwavering support. And Liam sat there, heart weighed down yet filled with compassion. As they stepped out of the bar, Elena's fingers brushed against his arm, a fleeting connection that lingered in the air. "I appreciate your attention, Liam. Words can't capture the depth of what that meant to me." Her smile was tinged with sorrow as she turned away. Liam froze, his gaze locked on her silhouette fading into the enveloping dusk. An unfamiliar feeling surged within him, igniting a fire in his heart. Without a name. A few days later, Liam arrived at Sophia's house for dinner with her family, and the air felt charged with familiarity. The meal consisted of roast chicken, creamy mashed potatoes, and a half-filled glass of red wine. Sophia's laughter filled the air as she shared moments with her father, while Elena quietly tidied up, embodying the essence of a devoted mother. Yet, only Liam could see that beneath her soft smile lay a woman fighting to keep the shattered fragments together. After dinner, Sophia led her father upstairs in search of souvenirs, while Liam found himself helping Elena with the dishes, an unexpected moment of connection unfolding between them. In the dim kitchen they stood close, the warm yellow light casting a glow on her face. Elena cleansed while Liam dried. It was an ordinary moment, yet time felt suspended, heavy with unspoken weight. "The meal was delicious," Liam murmured, his voice barely above a whisper. Elena let out a soft laugh. "Thank you. Roast chicken is a holiday staple that never fails to bring warmth and joy." A brief hush fell, pierced only by the gentle rush of water and the soft clink of glasses. "Thoughts have consumed me, regarding what you shared with me." Liam kept his gaze fixed on the plate he was wiping, lost in thought. "I've grasped deeper. It's all about you." Elena paused, her voice barely a whisper. "Thank you, Liam," she finally breathed out. "It brings me immense solace." Her voice carried a weight of sincerity, soft yet powerful. As Liam glanced up, their gazes locked in a moment that felt electric. Briefly yet profoundly they connected, only to part ways once more. From that day forward, Liam found himself receiving brief messages from Elena. Sometimes she would simply ask how he was, share mundane details of her day, or send a snapshot of a book that captured her attention. Everything seems fine, yet there's an unsettling undercurrent. One evening, as Sophia spent time with a friend, Liam sat alone in the apartment, his heart racing as he scrolled through the latest message. "The chill bites sharply today. I brewed tea and a memory surged. Our class lost in the words of Frost. That poem lingers, echoing deep within." Liam's smile flickered, a brief spark of warmth in the shadows. He recalled the poem Elena had shared with him long ago, her soft yet poignant voice echoing the words, "Nothing gold can stay." He replied, "I remember. It resonates deeper than ever before." The message was sent, and his heart raced with anticipation. Liam couldn't pinpoint when those fleeting exchanges had woven themselves into the fabric of his daily life. Neither passionate nor flirtatious, yet an unexpected comfort lingers. With Elena, he felt truly understood, a sensation that even Sophia occasionally failed to provide. Elena sought something from him as well, a pillar of strength, a confidant, or perhaps something far more perilous. The question festered in Liam's heart, entwined with doubt. Was this still a family bond? Amelia came back to town in early spring, right when Sophia and Liam were about to get engaged. Liam recalled Amelia, a brilliant and astute girl with her short, neatly cropped brown hair, who always seemed to carry the weight of the world in her gaze, appearing older than her years. Years had passed since she left for Seattle, chasing her dream in interior design. Now, family visits were rare, fleeting moments in a life she had chosen far from home. To Sophia, Amelia transcended the role of a best friend. She embodied the essence of a big sister. They had grown up side by side, weaving their secrets into the fabric of their lives. Sophia once remarked, "If anyone understands me more than I understand myself, it's Amelia." The morning Amelia arrived at Sophia's house, a gentle rain fell, casting a somber mood over the day. Liam arrived early to set up the patio table, only to find Amelia waiting in the driveway, their eyes locking in a moment that felt electric. Her smile was brief, yet it held a weight as she grasped his hand. At last, she encountered the man who caused Sophia to abandon Seattle, she quipped. Amelia spoke with assurance, Yet her gaze pierced through him, capturing every breath he took. All morning Amelia observed, her gaze subtle yet unmistakable, enough for Liam to feel the weight of her attention. She observed each look he cast at Sophia, every courteous word he offered to Elena, and most importantly, the instant Elena's fingers brushed against Liam's shoulder as she passed him a cup of tea. Amelia was the only one who saw it. In the bustling kitchen as lunch was being prepared, Amelia leaned in close to Liam, gripping a glass of water tightly. "You and her mother share a deep bond." Her voice wavered, leaving me unsure if it was laced with sarcasm or genuine curiosity. Liam hesitated, the weight of his response hanging in the air. "She was an incredible person, once my teacher, leaving a lasting impact on my life." His response came too swiftly, too flawlessly, and thus too questionable. Amelia smiled, her silence heavy with unspoken words. A flicker of caution ignited in her gaze. In the days that followed, Amelia boldly invited Liam for coffee, eager to connect with Sophia's future partner on a deeper level. Liam nodded, a knot tightening in his stomach. In a cozy cafe, light danced on the wooden tables, wrapping them in an intimate embrace. Amelia got straight to the point. "Sophia described you as kind and steady, with a hint of quietness. I've known her long enough to recognize when she puts someone on a pedestal." She locked eyes with Liam, her voice steady yet laced with tension. "Is there something you're hiding?" Liam sipped his coffee, masking the storm within. "I love Sophia," he said, his voice steady but the weight of his words heavy in the air. Amelia nodded, a flicker of doubt shadowing her acceptance. She pulled out her phone, revealing a blurry photo. In it, Liam and Elena sat in a cafe, heads close together, their expressions heavy with thought. "I was just observing. A friend of mine captured a moment of you two together. It seemed you were revealing something deeply personal." Amelia set the phone down on the table, her gaze piercing and unwavering. Liam's face flushed with heat, not due to being caught, but because he recognized the photo captured the afternoon Elena had unveiled her divorce secret. A genuine moment, yet steeped in misunderstanding. He whispered, "Elena, believe me, all she needs is someone to hear her out." "Not Sophia?" Amelia questioned, her head tilting in disbelief. "Where is she now?" "She is both your lover and her daughter. If she needed someone to confide in, why would it be you?" Her voice was soft, yet weighed down with emotion. Told, Liam fell silent, not from a lack of words, but because every thought felt like a feeble justification. Amelia held his gaze for a heartbeat longer, then rose to her feet. Before she departed, her voice was soft yet resolute. "I don't know what's happening with you and Elena, but if you hurt Sophia, I'll ensure you regret it." The words pierced Liam's mind, not as a threat, but as an unavoidable reflection he had to confront. In the days that followed, sleep eluded him more and more. Elena's texts, once light, now carried an unexpected weight. Sophia's eyes, filled with tenderness, pierced through him, amplifying his guilt instead of offering solace. After meeting Amelia, Liam found it impossible to look at Elena without the haunting image of Amelia's suspicious gaze lingering in his thoughts. The worst part wasn't just that Amelia knew. It was that she was undeniably right. Daniel had a way about him that drew people in, not for his words, but for his silence that spoke volumes. Daniel, Liam's longtime colleague at the small marketing firm, had a knack for humor that struck just when needed, paired with a refreshing bluntness. Liam had always viewed him as a brother figure, someone who had endured much, who had been shattered, who had lost his way, yet ultimately found his way back to himself. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Liam found himself frozen before his computer, words eluding him like shadows in the fading light. Daniel approached, 2 sodas clutched tightly in his hands, and extended one toward Liam. "You look like you've read the entire Bible," he teased, settling into the chair opposite him. Liam's smile was bittersweet, a silent acknowledgement hanging in the air. Daniel stood still, eyes fixed on his friend, the weight of unspoken words hanging in the air. Once more, anxiety gripped him as he sought to keep his voice steady. Liam nodded, a heavy sigh escaping his lips. Not quite. But it's connected, he insisted, his gaze fixed on the screen. Care to share what's on your mind? Daniel popped open his soda, the hiss cutting through the silence like a whisper of tension. Liam paused, then started to share just enough to create a hazy image. Haunted by sleepless nights, memories of Elena and Amelia linger, alongside a nagging warning that pierces his conscience. Daniel absorbed every word, silent and attentive. Liam paused, nodding as he placed the soda down. You're teetering on the brink, Liam, he said, his voice low and heavy. It's not the fall that terrifies you, it's the urge to surrender. Liam stood in silence. The words struck deep, a quiet blow to the heart. She's unlike anyone else, he murmured, his gaze fixed on the sunset painting the rooftops across the street. In her presence, I am consumed by a whirlwind of emotions. Improved. Understood. Witnessed. Daniel remained silent, his gaze unwavering, devoid of laughter or judgment. I understand. I was like you, he said, his gaze lost in a haunting recollection. 10 years ago, I found myself captivated by a woman who belonged to another. She was brilliant and kind, recognizing parts of me that my wife never could. He hesitated. We stood still, caught in the silence of our inaction. We just spoke. We connected. Then one day it struck me. I fell for someone I was forbidden to love. What have you done? Liam's voice trembled, fear lacing his words as he awaited the response. I stopped, Daniel said, his voice heavy with unspoken weight. Not due to my strength. I realized that the cost of continuing would far outweigh any potential benefit. His gaze locked onto Liam. You believe Elena relies on you, yet what she embodies is the affirmation you've always longed for. Liam remained motionless. Daniel's voice dropped even lower. The heart lies, Liam, especially when it's on the brink of revelation. Understanding alone cannot forge a bond. Just because it fits doesn't mean it's right. In that instant, Liam sensed his heart falter. Not because he had discovered an escape, yet he understood just how lost he had become, unaware of the distance he had traveled. I don't know what I can control, he confessed, his voice heavy with uncertainty. Daniel's hand rested on his shoulder. Your choices remain your only true power. Don't become the man who lets someone slip away. In his struggle to embrace his true self, he inflicts pain on another. Liam remained silent, yet he grasped it all. Understanding is the crucial first step, even when it feels like a daunting climb to release what we hold dear. Ella stumbled into Liam's life unexpectedly, just like the most significant people often do. She worked as a barista at the cozy coffee shop close to Liam's office, where he lingered on those quiet, sun-drenched afternoons. Not as stunning as Sophia, not as graceful as Elena. Yet there was an extraordinary calm about Ella, like a lake still and serene, holding secrets beneath its surface. It was a softly drizzling afternoon when they finally spoke for the first time. Liam lingered at his familiar table, fingers drumming anxiously on his phone. His heart throbbed painfully as he read Elena's text message. Last night you haunted my dreams, Liam. Silence enveloped us. In the dream we were simply together, lost in the moment. And that was all it took. Liam stood frozen, words escaping him. Each word held the weight of fate. In that moment, Ella placed a cup of coffee before him and whispered gently, "Is this coffee bitter enough to leave a mark?" His gaze shot up, eyes wide with shock. Her laughter escaped, a brief spark in the silence. "For 3 weeks I've been captivated by the way you drink it." They erupted in laughter. Thus it all commenced. Liam lingered, caught in the moment, unable to leave. Ella remained silent, her words trapped in the depths of her heart. She often merely wiped the counter clean, prepared the drinks. She sat in the chair by the window, lost in the pages of a book. Yet, the silence that lingered was anything but awkward. The silence hung heavy, a testament to the unspoken bond between them, free from the weight of expectations. One day, Liam inquired, "Have you ever faced the heart-wrenching decision between doing what's right and embracing what ignites your spirit?" Ella stared at him, a storm of emotion swirling in her eyes. "And then the book was closed. I cheated," she confessed, her voice steady yet heavy with unspoken pain. To a dear friend. The answer struck Liam, leaving him momentarily frozen, not due to its shock value. Yet it resonated with undeniable truth. He was the boyfriend of my friend from college. Her heart belonged to him. Yet he loved me fiercely. Ella pressed on, her voice steady and resolute, yet her gaze appeared to reflect a deep, lingering pain. "I didn't commit any physical wrongdoing. Yet I pressed on even when I knew I should have turned back." Liam's throat tightened. "And how did it all come to a close?" he inquired. My friend discovered what Ella had said as she gazed out the rain-streaked window. "She shattered our bond, leaving us both in pieces." He walked away, burdened by guilt. "I lost a friend and shattered the image of myself that I once cherished." Silence enveloped everything. Then Ella spoke softly, her words barely cutting through the rain's relentless patter. "Betrayal can hold unexpected truths, yet the heart has a way of sensing things when the moment is all wrong." Liam's chest tightened, a weight pressing down on him. "Did you ever find it in yourself to forgive?" he asked. Ella shook her head, a storm of emotions swirling within her. "Not entirely. I refused to let that mistake define me. I discovered the power of stopping before it's too late." The words haunted Liam throughout the evening. He returned home, picked up his phone, poised to send a message to Elena, but ultimately erased it all. That night he found himself caught between two forests, one lush and vibrant, the other consumed by flames. He stood frozen in place, paralyzed by uncertainty. Ella remained blissfully unaware, yet it was her serene tale that ignited a profound turmoil within Liam. Not judgment, only awareness. Sometimes the one who helps us change our course isn't a lover or a friend, but a stranger who reveals a truth we've long evaded. On a bleak Saturday morning, the coffee shop at the town's edge lay in an unsettling silence. Amelia had invited Liam with a casual text, "Just coffee, nothing serious." But Liam understood that people like Amelia never took action. It was just how things were. He entered the cafe, his heart racing as he spotted her in the corner, back straight, stirring her coffee with a silver spoon, as if she were twirling the universe itself. Liam took a seat, a polite smile masking the turmoil within. Yet, as he sat by the window, he inquired, striving for a nonchalant tone. Amelia's laughter was a quiet spark, igniting the air around her. She tilted her head, a glimmer of intrigue in her eyes. "I still enjoy watching people pass by, unaware of my gaze. As if you're aiming for a laid-back vibe." Liam attempted to lighten the mood with a joke, but Amelia slammed her phone onto the table. On the screen, messages flickered between him and Elena, nothing overtly intimate, yet far from appropriate for a future son-in-law to share with his mother-in-law. "I don't care how I got this," she said, cutting him off before he could question her. How would Sophia respond if she laid eyes on it? Liam's stomach knotted with unease. Sweat dripped from him, the cafe's coolness a stark contrast to his inner turmoil. He grasped the glass of water before him, yet he hesitated to drink. "Are you trying to intimidate me?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Absolutely not." Amelia's gaze locked onto his, unyielding and fierce. "This is your moment to choose the right path." She reclined in her chair, a storm brewing within her. "You believe you love Sophia. Yet the way your gaze lingers on Elena, the way your messages flow as if you're unveiling a universe that's unusual." Liam lowered his head, his fingers anxiously twisting the napkin on the table. "Elena feels utterly alone. She craves a companion to experience it all alongside her. I never imagined. You never considered it, or perhaps you were too afraid to acknowledge it." Amelia interrupted, her voice a whisper yet cutting. Outside, the rain started to fall, its gentle taps echoing against the eaves. Inside, Liam sat, dissolving into the very air around him. Amelia's questions pierced through him, direct, non-judgmental, yet hauntingly evasive, awakening the deepest truths within. Meanwhile, Elena stood by the kitchen window, phone in hand, lost in thought, her fingers hovering over the screen yet silent.